Hello everyone and welcome back to another book review. Today I am going to be reviewing Kaibyō, The Supernatural Cats of Japan by Zack Davisson. So this book is exactly like the title says. It is an overview of the supernatural cats in Japanese folklore, and it was very, very interesting. So I'm not super familiar with Japanese folklore, but this was a great primer. It started as if you knew nothing, explained everything very clearly, and talked about the various types of cats that existed in Japanese folklore, as well as the superstitions and the way that cats played into daily life also in Japan. So it kind of balances all things supernatural and folkloric, if I can use that word, about cats in Japan. It's very well put together and well organized, and I really, really enjoyed it. So that's the first thing. I can really recommend this book. The content's great. The way that the author organized the material is great. It was very informative. It was very interesting. It held my attention. But the real star of the show in this book, which is what I'm really going to talk about, is the layout. I do not know the correct terms to describe any of this. I love art as an appreciator of art. I am not very good at art, or talking about art or criticizing art. But whatever the term is, graphic design, the person who puts the book together and decides the colors and the layout did an absolutely fabulous job. They knocked it out of the park. This is wonderful. This is a fabulous book, and it's really pretty, and everyone needs to go out immediately and buy themselves a copy, because this is the kind of book that would be super fun to just have on your shelf and look at because of how pretty, I'm going to probably abuse that word throughout this video, but how pretty the book is, how well put together the book is. I feel like the art, the pictures they choose, the way that it's set up, I don't even know if like pictures can convey it, but reading it was a very fun experience, not just for the content and the words and the interesting information that the author gave to us or provided for us and laid out and organized in such a clear and great way, but also whoever put it together in a very pretty, again I'm abusing that word, pretty and enjoyable and entertaining way. It's a very aesthetic book. I feel like it's the kind of book that I want to have on my shelf that people can pull off and then page through. It also reminds me of the kind of interesting books that my history teacher would have in high school in her classroom that I would browse through when you were bored or done with the assignment for the day. I feel like they're just interesting books that scream to be read, which is exactly why I took it off the shelf at the library. I saw it on the shelf and I was like, I didn't know I was interested in supernatural cats in Japan. I mean, I'm interested in everything. I am an innately very curious person, so everything interests me. But I didn't know I was necessarily interested in reading about supernatural cats in Japan, but now I am, because this book looks absolutely wonderful. The cover is really pretty. The layout is really pretty. I like the way they arranged the information in here. You never felt like you were going to be overwhelmed by information. The author did a really good job of explaining a lot of information without going too much into the academic, and you can tell that he really knows his material. So I feel like when an author really knows the material, it's something that they're passionate about or spent a lot of time studying, sometimes it can be hard for them to really avoid the academic side. Like they want to get into the nitty-gritty details, and they want to get down to business with all the little things. They want to catch up to speed, and then we're going to get down to business, and then the average day-to-day reader like myself, who has no real background in supernatural cats in Japanese folklore, quickly becomes overwhelmed, or the book takes quite a bit to read because it's very academic, it's very full of technical details, and yeah, you kind of get bogged down. I feel like Zack Davisson, well, you clearly know that he knows his stuff, he knows his information. He arranges the information in such a way that you're not bogged down by the details. You can really just sit and enjoy it. And I think that's not only due to the author's writing of the material, I think it also has to do with whoever arranged the book. And I don't know if Zack, the author, Zack Davisson, arranged the book as well, or if he had someone else arrange the book. I bet they tell me this in the front cover if I'd, taken the time to look. But whoever did that, I feel like that also lent itself to the readability of the book and made it super, super enjoyable and eye-catching. And it's the kind of book that I feel like, again, how often do you have to know about supernatural cats in Japan on a day-to-day basis? Unless you're a scholar of this field, probably not very often, but it's the kind of book that you want to have in your house. It's very pretty, it's very interesting to look at, it's full of details, and it's the kind of book you want to have on your shelf. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just the book you want there, the book you want to show off, the book you want to reach to, and I feel like I could read this book 2 or 3 more times and glean new information each time without having felt overwhelmed the first time I read it. I feel like the author did a really, really good job. It's a high 4-star read for me. I highly recommend it if you are new to this field of study, which I don't know how many people are not new to the field of supernatural cats in Japan. It's kind of a little niche, but get this book, check it out, purchase it, whatever you need to do. It's really, really interesting, and let me know what you think about it when you do. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the book, like always. And yeah, thank you for watching this video.